Good morning. I have two more written journals I think I'll do before I do another live one, although I never know. Plans are funny things, right? Anyway, these are from June 7th, which was Tuesday. And it's now, I guess it's the 10th. Yeah. So this is the first one of that day. The Mayan day was an ascension number 13, Earth. And this is self as empath, the thing in itself, empty cup and emotions, kicking mind out. By the end of this week, I expect the body will have returned to some semblance of normal. What a go-round this has been with all of this purging. The lymphatic system has really had a workout and a cleanse. I am so glad to see it not damaged by the lymphoma, but instead throwing that off, the last remnants of that. I've been in remission for about 8 years, but it's something that the regular medical doctors will tell you never heal from. Well, I don't buy that. Now, I seem to be having moments as or turning into an empath, something like that. Especially after waking up in the morning, I find I am quite sensitive. If I hear something on a recording, it's like I am there, doing that, going through that, feeling that. The tears erupt easily. The flow of emotions is strong. It is not this I, this Theresa, that intrudes into the scene. I become them. I become the flow, the tender caring of their love, or join in their pain. Where is this coming from? And do I even care? Not really. Just a bit of curiosity. There's no need to care or to pursue it because it is clearly source energy. So whatever it does, that's fine. One can just tell, can identify this energy. Perhaps it's some kind of an opening of energy centers that likely were blocked in numerous ways before. That could be so. And then again, mind is just making this up. It doesn't come from spirit, so its use is highly limited. It's just interesting info, nothing to accept or believe. The thing itself, in most instances, maybe always, is enough. I wrote, we're fine with the thing, with the experience. But then we let mind enter and start weaving tales. And that's how we get off the track in most cases. Best to be quietly watchful, stationed in heart, and just be silent. We don't need these thoughts. What good do they do? They don't provide anything, not anything of worth. Rather, they provide danger of getting off track. Do you see? Best to be suspicious of all thought, at least for a while you're learning to discern heart from head. Certainly this suspicion is best. Let us stay with the moment, with whatever it brings. Thought is extraneous to this. Thought comes in from the outside. How can I explain this? Thought is never in the experience itself. Thought is rather about things, external to them. Thought can become part of the moment, and central to that, yes, thought can be used to create consciously. In that case, that is integral to the moment. We are consciously using it, and that is different. I am speaking of the stray thoughts that enter in that intrude on heart experience. So let us all who wish to learn to discern, to station that observer there within heart. What do I have to offer here? This is such a seemingly subtle point that I make about distinguishing thought, when it's useful and when it's not. I guess, however, considering the time we all spend in thought, it's not so subtle nor peripheral. It's relevant to most moments. By centering in heart with the intent to be empty, the empty cup, and continually doing that, I find the victory is won. Nothing can forever stand up to this. Plus, by being in heart, we are there at the point of intuition. The connection to source, to higher self, to guides or angels, to beings of light, to the elemental or nature kingdom, to every atom and cell in cosmos. Heart is the God spot, it could be called, the portal or connection with or to, or through that. We must combine this, however, with work on our beliefs. We do well to set our intent to remember, to reconnect with our internal divinity, to stand in that. All of us have hidden beliefs that minimize us, whether of the supposed monkey origin of our bodies or some other avenue of worthlessness. They are there, tucked in the unconscious awareness. Be alert for them. Just like letting a sunbeam into a room, it shows up the dust motes. It highlights or brings into our vision the darkness that was there, unseen all along. So will our focus on heart bring the light into our consciousness. It will illumine the hidden darkness. This is not negative, any more than the sunbeam coming into the room is negative, but rather to our advantage. This is spirit working with us to help clean up our act. It illumines that which is the most clear and immediate impediment to our rise in consciousness, to our integrating with light. Thus, don't be surprised to find some old upset arising in consciousness, coming into your awareness, and don't shoo it away. Likewise, don't just dive into it without first centering again. Be sure you're in heart first, and then, if it's still there, dive right in. Get into those feelings. Don't be afraid of them. This is a gift to you from Spirit. And the way to unwrap and discover what the gift contains is to feel the feelings, to allow the memory to speak and share with you. It's likely been repressed. This is a time when your previous work of remembering your divine nature will be very useful. How can a divine being be harmed? It cannot. What can overpower or destroy or harm divinity? Nothing. By thus standing in heart, you can stand in the power of that. Capital T. You are that. You can stand in that flow. What you may find is that you go through the emotional experience, yes, but somehow with a difference. You feel it fully, but you are also observing. You are calm. You are in empty cup mode, and this is what Spirit has poured into your cup, so you drink it. You are drinking it up. You know darn well it brings benefit. Spirit simply knows that. There is no doubt in heart, just like there is no judgment. Those energies are of mind, and you won't find it here. And if you do, let it be like a cloud and just watch it going by. You can wave. Thanks, but no thanks. Have a nice day. So, you may one day find yourself almost like two people, experiencing both in one at one time. It is quite strange, I can attest. Somehow it brings an overriding peace into the subject or situation, into the experience of the memory, of the feelings. You may be fully distraught, even sobbing or shouting. Yet, there's a calm part of you that is also simply watching that. It's amazing. Don't fear your emotions. One caveat, of course. Don't dump your energies, your emotions on anyone else. Unless Spirit guides you. I mean, always go with heart. Generally, this is strictly for you. This is your own personal processing that you're doing. Bringing someone else into it is highly questionable. You may make karma. If you feel the need to do that, perhaps consider the possibility of codependence. You must stand on your own at some point. Why not now? Don't fear to be the strong and powerful individual that you are in spirit. This is not your earthly persona you're entering into here. This is your divinity. Sorry, I didn't mean to preach, only to warn. Sometimes people have the same challenges pulling away from dependence on other people that they do when pulling out and away from their technology, all of their gadgets. We get purposely woven into a web, one that's not good for us. It can take some real vision first, followed by real determination to set the intent to break free from the web, from the encasing net. But first, we must see it. We can't break free from what we don't see. So, I've taken the long way around to say just two things. Stay in heart and be sure to observe. In doing those two things, in gaining facility with that, you do yourself the best possible favor. You are coming home to yourself, your real self. Learning to discern thought or mind energy from heart energy is a big part of that. This will work for anyone with sufficient determination. It doesn't take all that long either. At first, the biggest thing is developing the habit of centering in the chest. Once you set the intent for that with some real will behind it, you cannot fail. It's something you can choose to remember at every moment. Put sticky notes around. Buddha statues. Do whatever it takes, whatever comes to you. Just do this. Being in heart is the start of your real adventure. This is where you separate out from the mind, where the real challenge of that makes itself known. Bring your joy to this. Why not, right? Why not enjoy the adventure? Take every negative spin that mind presents and spin it upward, joyful and positive overall. That's a useful tactic. Sometimes you need to get down into the midst of it, and sometimes you just need to throw it off. Learn to discern. At some point, though, what you're after is actually emptiness. Don't fear that either. At some point, you will settle down within heart. Your choice is to be empty, blank. Not me, not mine. Mine. That's funny. Not me, not mine, as a friend of mine says. Just still. It's not really something you do. There's a point of equipoise deep inside. You enter into that. To do so requires that you let everything else go. You just surrender stuff. You keep surrendering. Not me, not mine, not mind, not my concern. Interesting typo. Mind instead of mine. Chances are fairly good that you won't immediately find the space of that emptiness. Things keep coming up in consciousness for you to let go of or dive into. Follow your heart where it leads. Don't think you know. At some point, you will recognize that heart always seems to know best. There's a perfection to this. But don't get lost in these words. Stay in heart. Read them there. That's where they are written, you know. If you really want to get close to someone or something, one way to do it is by going within. Heart is where the connection to literally everything abides. The link up with whatever it is can be found on the inside. It's just an illusion that there's anything outside anyway, albeit a persistent illusion with a good deal of power. Yet, most of that power resides in our beliefs. It's not really out there. All power abides within. So, take what is useful here and just ditch or table the rest. Let your heart be your guide. Your heart knows what you are working on, the best order for things, and you can trust that. As you begin trusting and following heart, the momentum can increase. Your will is much more in things than you currently are aware of. It's acting in the subconscious and unconscious parts of your awareness right now. It's bound up with and in your beliefs. Well, though that might seem on the one hand like a bit of a trap, on the other, it's the source of your power. Do you see how, if it is your will after all, then you can make changes? You're more in charge than you currently realize. You've been taught not to believe in yourself as divine, as being empowered. That belief can be routed, excavated, exorcised, however you look on it. If it's yours, then you are in charge. Now, this is still 3D, of course, so don't expect things to magically manifest just yet. Though they can, anything is possible if you set yourself up with such expectations. Notice you're slipping in time into the future there. You also set yourself up for the fall if things don't happen that way. So here's a thought. Let go of all expectations, every one. Don't allow any of them to remain. And yes, I know that's a tall order. Why would I say that? Well, remember, as I've said before, anything dealing with time is of mind. Expectations are mind's play with the quote-unquote future, which doesn't exist. All there is in reality is now. That's all there ever has been or ever will be, but the mind likes to play with future and past. These are illusions of mind, the way mind plays with them. There are timelines and things, but mind doesn't understand this. 3D mind. Remember, keep stepping out of mind and into the heart. Just keep doing that. Don't think about it, just do it. When you see mind at work in any way, just consciously make the move back into heart. That is all. Very simple, requires no thought. Clearly, all expectations are mind play. Kick them out. Don't believe in them. Don't accept them. They are all automatically false. Don't listen to mind screaming that this isn't so. Watch mind's fear over this if it comes up. Mind is afraid, remember, of losing its position of control. That's all mind knows so far in your life is power and control of you. Mind is naturally afraid. It's being kicked out of its comfort zone. You can simply watch that. Observe the fear while seated there in the heart. That is mind's fear, not yours. Get the sense of that. This is to disidentify somewhat from the mind. Be the observer. It's a powerful leap. When you do this, it's huge. I hope something in this has been useful. It's not the easiest path I lay out for you here initially. It takes mustering your will, finding the determination within. Most of us have given over a good part of our will, along with our power. So this is reclaiming it, taking it back. It's an interesting journey. I send you blessings and light. Be open to receive. They are as real as you allow them to be. That's another exercise of your will. The power is in you. Choice is how you exercise it. And remember, be sure to enjoy, to follow your bliss. Know that you are God's stuff, my friend. Yes, you can do this, go on this journey, can make these discoveries. Have you not heard what man has done, man can do? I forget who said that. Take on your divinity. Let that act. And good day.